take a hike.
The Escape Pod.
I'm Jezbot.
I'm Timmy Taco.
And I'm Danoz.
Welcome to Turnstile Records presents The Escape Pod.
And also to you.
And also with you.
Good to see you again, Dan. We're back
Thank
from
you.
our boys' weekend away.
Yeah, wasn't it grand?
Like mountain men we were.
We sure were.
We will
and
get
if by mountain men you mean smelly balls, then yes, we were.
We did.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Because it's the school holidays again.
Great.
Great.
Every other day you blink, it's the school holidays again.
Does seem that way.
Well, this is actually officially my first ever school holidays because, well, my oldest is in prep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
right, okay. So
yeah.
you just get into it. Yeah, it gets suckier and suckier
Okay,
the more
good.
it sucks along.
How
Good.
long was that last term? Was it 8 weeks or something?
I think that was a short one. I think this is the Shorty McShorty. We used to do 3 terms back in the day, didn't we?
I think halfway through our schooling life, they decided to chuck another one in. Yeah. But most of our schooling lives were definitely 3-termers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think early in high school, I think we moved to 4.
Interesting.
Fun fact.
So what do you do with all this time?
Well, I'm boggled, right? Any general outing to take the kids for 3 of us is you're up for at least a $50 day.
I was going to say 58, but
Yes, 56 to 58, depending on if there's an extra adult there.
yeah.
That's a fun fact.
So I was trying to do a bit of research on what I could do.
For under $50.
Under 50 or free,
Okay, good.
right? So we sort of got onto the free thing. I was just looking for things to do, and it gave me a list of free things to do. I'm like, oh, well, that's the price is right.
Can I have a guess?
Go for a walk.
Macrame.
Okay, how about I read them out to you, and then you can respond accordingly, because by the sounds of that, you're launching into what the list will
really?
probably actually be like.
Okay.
So there's the classic spend a day at the park. Good family favourite. That's,
Yep.
that's number one on the hot.
That's number one.
Topic.
Yeah. It gets stale quickly, though. You don't want to be backing up a day at the park with a day at the park.
So, but you've got to do stuff while you're at the park. What do you actually do at the park? Frisbees? 'Cause kids
You
can't-
either sit there and watch them in the park, and they say, "Can we do this? Can we do that? Can you do this?" And it ends up being like, "Do you want to go to the park?"
Do you pack a picnic?
Look, you're starting to edge into costing area.
Yeah. And how do you
We're
feel
trying to do
about
this for free.
using park barbecue facilities?
Yeah, I don't mind the taste of hobo's urine.
That was where I was going
I
with
don't
that.
know if the kids like that.
Okay.
I do know that. Haven't we done that on an occasion? Pissed on a hot. You press the button and it cooks, and then you just have a piss on it.
I'm neither going to confirm nor deny.
Okay,
But how else are you going to sterilise the barbecue? We've learned on the escape pods that urine has many uses. Sterilisation is one of them.
Yeah, okay. So sterilisation.
Didn't we find out that it was full of its own funky type of bacteria? And
Probably
Yeah,
a
and you
hobo's
shouldn't drink it.
piss.
You
Yeah,
should
for
drink it.
sure.
You shouldn't
Yeah.
drink it. Oh, well, I'll just drink it. Yeah. Now, second on the free option here, after go to the park, go camping.
Well, that's not free.
It's not free.
especially if you don't own a tent, a sleeping
mattress.
air mattress, camping utensils,
Food,
torch.
petrol.
Fry pan. We'll get back to the fry pan fiasco.
We better.
Then they
One
then they
fucking
hit
job.
you with visit a museum.
Not free.
Not
No.
free.
Got to get there as well. There's road tolls. There's
Actually, the
Train
art gallery,
tickets.
the Victorian art gallery, is actually free.
The
And-
foyer
No.
and the gift shop.
The main guts of the art gallery is free.
Okay, you can walk around. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
museum I don't think is
and
free.
A 5-year-old really loves Renoirs and.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, there's
actually.
something.
You would
There's
be
something for
surprised.
everyone at the gallery.
You really must go?
You really must go.
Okay, well, maybe I will.
Yeah.
Take a coastal walk. So go down to the beach. You know how I feel about the beach, especially on a cold day, especially on a hot day.
Okay.
Especially with all that sand
Especially.
and so much beach.
There is so much beach around here.
Too
So
much
much beach,
beach.
it's almost like Yeah. What else you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got over 2,000 fine specimens of beaches in Australia, don't we, Dan? Something about
We
2,000
have
like that?
literally hundreds of thousands of kilometres of non-stop beach.
We're surrounded by the fucking thing.
We
Yeah,
are
we're sick
surrounded
of
by
it, you know?
beach.
I've had it up to Pussy's Bow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
we have. So you've got build an arts and crafts table. That's fine. We can do that.
Wood,
Then
nails,
this one took
glue.
me by surprise. And I'm sure it'll take you by surprise.
We'll see about that.
This is to entertain the kids.
Okay.
Netflix is on the
Okay.
list.
That should be
Okay.
number one.
Yeah.
for
Number one.
starters, and then we didn't have to go on the coaster walk.
Well, that's it. But first of all,
land of
watch the flicks
infinite
from the comfort.
possibilities.
Watch the flicks from the comfort of your own home. Although Netflix is not free,
So
right? If you've already paying for it, then it's no added expense
Loophole.
to turn the TV on.
how many?
Technically, it doesn't cost you to turn the TV on.
How much? How many are on this list? Sorry,
There's a lot.
there's a lot.
Okay.
I don't want to give you the.
They're not going best to worst though. They're just sort of
I think
random.
they just go. I think it's quite random. And
But
this
it just seems they've run out of ideas after camping.
Yeah, watch TV.
What else? What else? you
Go
got?
for a walk.
Yeah, that's right. This sort of caught my attention too. If your plan allows for multiple devices, you don't even need to watch the shows with them.
Oh,
It
so
says it recommends.
Great family outing.
yeah.
leave
Everyone
them,
got their iPads.
leave them with cartoons while you catch up on The Handmaid's Tale.
So it's cross promotion, is it?
And I did think to myself, what's The Handmaid's Tale
Better go look that one up.
on Netflix?
That says a lot about the person writing this list, I think.
Did you really? You haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale?
No.
You should watch it.
I should watch it. Okay.
You should definitely watch it.
Is she a handmaid?
She is. Would
Okay.
you believe?
Excellent.
That's
Good.
her job.
Okay.
As
Oh,
being
I'll
a
watch it.
handmaid.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and a handmaid, and a handmaid.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a handmaid.
All right. Sounds saucy.
Yes, it does sound saucy.
This is definitely a synergy cross promotion.
It's got to be.
Handmaid's Tale
It's got to
buddy.
be. Throw the footy around.
No, you kick it around.
Correct.
That's a good pickup by you.
It's a very good pickup.
So,
So
the
not
hell's-
written by not written. Throw that sports tool around.
It
What,
sounds
a
like-
ball. Yeah, that's the one.
this sounds like one of those AI writers, you know? Artificial intelligence putting a list together. Because you don't even need to be a journalist anymore. You just put a bloody list together. It doesn't even have to make sense. Why couldn't we just say,
Well,
why
no,
couldn't the
no,
list be
don't-
called cheaper options to do with the kids?
This is not necessarily journalism. This is just like your average Slack podcaster.
Yeah, this is just one of those. This is one of those quick lists. The next one is learn origami. Now, there's a fine art to the origami. I got a Star Wars origami book a while back.
Okay.
Impossible.
Okay.
Fucking impossible.
So what you're gonna have to do is get yourself some passports for the family, get those
Head over
plane
to
tickets,
Japan.
head over to Japan.
Get yourself some origami
A
lessons.
$90 4-hour origami.
With an origami master.
Here's another one that suggests that this person making the list does not have children
Or a human heart.
or a human heart. Go stargazing.
Even.
Start glazing over.
Well, I would say that once the stars are out, get rid of the kids. The
Bedtime.
days are over. The activities
Bedtime.
are diggity done.
And let's think about this Melbourne weather. Sun goes down at this time of year, around 6 o'clock at night.
Yes.
Okay, it's usually cloudy and rainy because it's winter. Well, it's coming into winter.
Yeah.
So no stars is what I'm saying.
no stars.
Now in summertime, you're not going to see stars till at least 10 to 11 o'clock at night. The kids are up too late.
Okay.
Good
this,
point, Jezbot.
Thanks.
This one.
You were glazing over.
Yes, that was.
I'm sure everyone else is listening to this.
The next one is stroll through a theme park.
Can't go on
Again.
any rides.
Again,
It's a bit of a tease.
It's like teasing, yeah.
Well, this is
That's
what it
not
says.
fair.
It's a bit of a tease, but theme parks like Luna Park in Sydney and Melbourne are free to enter. The colours and sounds are candy to kids' eyes. but not their mouths.
And not candy.
Don't give them candy. I'm sure they would want candy for their mouths, more so.
The candy's got to cost you.
But be very wary. It does cost to go on the rides.
Yeah, the
Hence-
six rides they've got there.
Come on, guys. We're going to go to the theme park.
Sidebar on Luna Park. Have you guys taken your kids there?
No, but it's
No,
actually on
because-
our it's on our list of things to do. I think that'll be a fun day out. You don't do it every weekend, but I think the opportunity to play with some fairly dated, cheap, and slightly rickety and therefore scary rides is.
When you say cheap, have you looked up the cost to getting access to the rides at Luna Park?
Fair point.
It's,
Fair point.
Highly unreasonable.
Is it?
But what's an unlimited ticket for kids? It's like $30.
$30.
Can you
How many
put-
kids you got? 7?
No, I've got 2. That's $60. That's just over the $58
60
threshold.
Plus you,
Well,
90.
yeah.
And
No.
the old
Adults are probably
48.
probably 65.
Yeah, see? And then it's like, oh, okay, we'll get the family pass. Oh, that's fucking $89.95.
Could I suggest something? Look, there's no price on safety, surely, Tim. That rickety roller coaster
Scenic Railway.
made out of timber from the 18 diggities
I think-
needs constant.
The rickety nature of it is what makes it makes
still
it
needs
so good.
servicing.
It gets
we
servicing.
need some cash coming into Luna Park so that they can maintain the scary rides.
Yep.
Scary, not deathly.
Yes, we don't want to die. What always gets me about the Luna Park Scenic Railway is the dudes on the brakes are standing up, and I always feel like they're going to clip their head on the
Yeah.
tunnels. Yeah,
Oh,
I
but-
wonder how much actual space there is above their
Headspace.
skull.
Or how much headspace there is
Yeah.
above their neck.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about a carny. They're generally short. I don't like to stereotype.
No.
smell like
Nor should you.
Perform simple science experiments. Now, Jeremy, if you want to get that pen there and tap on that can,
Yes, I can do that.
that's a science experiment that we did here in the studio.
I actually, speaking
With a
of
cup of
science
tea.
experiments with young children, did a science experiment with my 2 nephews only last week with a packet of Mentos and a bottle of Coke. Ever
Okay.
tried that one?
I haven't done it. I've seen it.
Explosive.
That's a few times you've done some science experiments with these kids.
Yes.
You were doing bottle rockets, I believe.
Yeah, we
Launching
like
into-
things that explode
Sure.
or
Now,
launch.
Boys
I'd
need-
also
need-
like to know that if you got with that Mentos and instead of just dropping it straight in, you chewed it first, right?
Loosen
Then
up the goodness.
Loosen it up. Put it in. Does it still do the same thing? Because my idea is that if you ate a Mentos and then forgot about it, then,
And then drank
moments
some-
later drank some Diet Coke or whatever it is.
Well, this was part 2 of the experiment. Eat a couple of Mentos, start chewing them, and then I'll give you a sip of Coke and see what happens.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
And?
It was quite a sensation.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the stomach acids are fighting the good fight. Are probably
Well, you know,
like,
no, it's not about swallowing it. It's just a party in your mouth.
Oh,
Okay.
party in your mouth,
Yeah.
and you're invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's coming
All the
to
time.
the party.
Oh,
that is.
oh.
To the party.
I feel sick all of a sudden.
Do we know what the reaction is of the Mentos into the soda, making it explode? What is
Explosive. What chemical reaction
it?
is
Or
it?
is it oxygen? Or
E equals MC
I'm
squared.
pretty sure that's pretty right. Yep. Yep. What else is on the list, Tim?
I'm just going to go through a couple here that...
Have you had any inspiration
no,
for
so
the
far...
school holidays?
Have you been to the fucking park?
No, I want to say no. To
Have you
that.
been on a coaster walk?
I want to say no to that.
Have you been to Luna Park and not
No.
gone on any rides?
No, I haven't.
Just let the lights twinkle in their eyes.
Yeah. It's just eye candies. Yeah. There's a family board games night. Again, night.
What have
Not
you
gonna
fucking
help.
been doing?
Huh?
Apart from researching lists.
You're not my wife. Please don't ask me that. I get
Okay.
asked that question too many times a day.
What have you been doing?
What have you been doing all day? Making crazy fruit juices.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, all sounds expensive. Go bushwalking. That sounds like a coastal walk. Sounds like camping to me.
Same, wrapped up in the
Same,
same weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the only one here that I really liked was be a photographer for a day. You take the kids out.
I like that.
You double up some of these experiences and
That's pretty cool.
see who can come up with the best photo for the day.
That's take the camera into Luna Park there.
Yep.
So I'm not quite sure what age group this is for, because it's host a fashion show, make eggheads.
Okay.
Okay.
What's an egghead?
Give eggshells a new lease of life by filling them with alfalfa and asking the kids to draw faces on them.
And then patiently wait while the
Yep.
alfalfa grows.
Yep.
Okay. Watch alfalfa grow.
It's 2 weeks, of holidays that you have to fill in.
Yeah, it is. But we're going away, you see. So I don't want to go rinsing our holiday budget on everyday activities, because you give them an activity, they last 2 hours, and then they're like, "What's next? Can we go home now?"
So you are going on this European vacation.
We're doing it.
What is it?
We're driving to Newcastle, and then
Wowzers. It's quite a drive.
again, you're not my wife. I'll probably do all the driving.
Yeah, but
sweetheart.
the issue is that you may get to Newcastle and want to kill each other.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're all right?
Yeah, I think
because
I'll
you'll
be
play I Spy literally for 10 hours.
Okay.
So third on the list, watch Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think we'd do that in the car though.
All the way up.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
There's a download function onto Netflix, onto the iPad.
Is there?
There's a whole bevy of shows you can download, you watch it, and then it disappears within 15
I must
hours.
admit, I don't know how to do that. I've never put it on my phone or I've
You
got
don't-
it through an app through the TV.
Do you pay for Netflix?
Yes, I do.
Well,
This time.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I was doing. I will tell Johnny Netflix. I was stealing it for a good 5 years. So
Yeah. I don't know how that business model was going to keep up.
Yeah.
I think it still does.
They seem to be going from strength to strength. It just proves that there are more honest people in this world than dishonest.
Hopefully.
Or they just haven't been informed that you can effectively piggyback off anyone that you know.
It's a bit dodgy. I think that Netflix is a hit prediction 5 years.
Nah.
You reckon?
3 or 4.
Nah, here to
Spending too
stay.
much, no.
Nah, they're becoming TV producers and producing some quality content.
How does it work?
I saw a Ben Affleck movie only last night, Netflix special, Triple Frontier. Seen that one?
Blew straight in the nose.
Do you know
No, I
how they?
haven't.
No, I don't know that one.
Drug cartel, all-star lineup.
I'm out.
Jeremy's out. He doesn't like anything with cops, drugs, fun,
Is that right?
violence,
So
apparently,
Okay.
or people.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen The Wire yet?
I'll tell you what's going to
You're
happen.
an
I
idiot.
don't
He's
understand.
a fucking idiot.
I don't understand the business model of your Netflix. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out.
you and I make a movie. We take it to Netflix. They go,
Yeah.
we'll buy it,
Yeah.
and then we'll say, made by Netflix.
Okay, so that
The end.
That Bright, the Bright movie. It was about goblins, and Will Smith was in it. It cost
Oh
like-
yeah,
I
sure,
think it was
sure.
called Bright.
Yes.
Bright.
Yeah, it was a.
It's a good cop, bad cop sort of training movie where
Okay.
orcs and fairies and goblins
exist in this,
Okay.
in this city,
in this gritty city.
and as humans.
Is it a family-oriented movie?
No.
The daughters won't like
It's a little bit. It smacks of the occult, and also smacks of the Golden Child.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I watched Bright. Okay, but we're not doing a snooze review.
Sure.
I wanted to get to
Sure.
I wanted to get to the point. It costs $60 million or something like that. Okay, so they don't release it in the theater, so they don't get ticket sales. They don't get bums on seats. They're using it purely for,
Streaming.
yeah. So to draw people in.
Yes.
The
more attractive your content, the more likely you are to get subscribers.
So it's a $60 million sort of advertising campaign making a
To
movie.
so the money is in the subscriptions, not in advertising.
Okay,
Because
but if
obviously
they-
there's no, but the advertising is ourselves.
But if they released that movie with Will Smith in it at the theatre, they could have made, I don't know, who knows, $1 billion? Like all these movies are fucking making $1 billion. You're not getting $1 billion of subscriptions. You're leaving money on the table, Netflix. Why would you release it in the theatre? I don't understand it. And then they're throwing their dick on the tables with the money. Buying this, buying that. They're making this, they're making that.
Unless you're a superhero movie these days, you're not getting shown on a big screen.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything left of mainstream superheroes, and you don't get a look in. And in order for movie cinemas to provide enough screens to actually cater to all of the movies being released concurrently these days, they would need
more movie theaters,
more screens.
Yeah, and there's the big screen in each of our homes now. So why not capitalise on that?
I don't know how people. I don't know how they make the $1 billion. Who's going out that much seeing these bloody movies?
I do want to know how much of my $7 a month is being allocated to making a murderer, and other things that I don't watch.
Yeah.
Like, are they getting? Is it hit rates or?
They won't tell it.
Making a murderer.
Okay.
You don't know?
MASH.
Okay, Jesus.
Have you ever heard of MASH?
Yeah,
Let's
haven't heard
just
of
say
MASH.
reruns of MASH.
Please tell me it's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah. So
What's another big Netflix thing? Stranger Things, right?
Stranger Things. There you go.
Heard of that?
Yes.
Great. Snooze review.
That must cost a pretty penny.
It would have.
And does it get that many people subscribing? But
I reckon that would
I've
have.
already subscribed.
Do you feel like
Yeah, you've already subscribed.
just on all of your big hits that you've just mentioned? Then, do you feel like there is way too long between seasons these days?
Yeah, we're just about to get back into Game of Thrones. That's happening.
Like 2 years ago was the last.
It really was. Wasn't
The
it?
last season was 2 years ago.
I've do we have to go back and watch?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Can you
Yeah.
remember what happened in the last episode?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Small guy, swords.
Daenerys, dragons.
Yeah. I don't give a shit anymore.
Oh,
the
yes, you
dragons is
do.
dead?
Come on.
I will
Final
when
season.
they release
Get
it.
excited.
This is what he does, though, Dan.
Yeah.
This is what he does. He pretends he doesn't care, but then goes home and cares about MASH.
But this is the thing.
Like a handmaid.
See,
He handmaids his own tail.
this is another thing. Like, why wouldn't HBO that are doing Game of Thrones? This is not my idea. I heard someone say this, but this is not an original thought.
Sean.
But why wouldn't they release all the Game of Thrones? It's an hour and a half long every episode, isn't it? It's about that. I think they're doing.
Oh yeah, I think there's an extended. It's a movie length each episode this season because it's the final fling.
Why wouldn't they release?
And there's only 6 episodes.
Every episode.
2 years
at
to
the
wait for
theatre.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
You
Release
pricks.
more at the theatre.
Yeah, but this is the whole thing, Jeremy.
You make $1
Netflix
billion.
is the theatre.
Yeah,
Move away-
HBO is the theatre.
We're trying to move away from the movie theaters, Jeremy. This is what the whole experience is. You know that no longer, like, there was a time where we'd all come home to watch Knight Rider together, right? Because that was our hit TV drama.
Those were the days.
And you'd have to come in to tune in. You'd have to be there.
Yeah.
You'd have to be there to watch it.
I remember.
Right now,
You'd
want
have to
people,
sprint to get home from school in time for Astro Boy.
They want people to watch the show religiously, so they offer binging because they know that people like everything in excess these days, right?
But you only got my $7, and a theatre ticket for Game of Thrones for an hour and a half episode. I'm spending what, 20?
Yeah, but
like,
think of the overheads.
Hoyts
You
gets
gotta,
it.
you're paying Hoyts.
The usher gets it.
Yeah.
The popcorn maker gets it. Cut out all of these guys, and it's just about you and your Netflix.
So
there,
again,
Jeremy.
I'll tell you what,
how
the
the hell?
markup on cinema popcorn is remarkable.
it is remarkable.
That's a shining light of capitalism right there. But okay, so how does this?
Sorry, goodness.
A real question: how does each Spider-Man movie or Avengers movie make $1 billion? How?
Spider-Man in particular, I don't know, because they keep making a shit one, and every time they make a new one, people have the hope that it's going to be good.
Have you seen that animated one?
Yeah.
Spider-Man Homecoming? It was meant to be pretty good.
It is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not so bad.
Lots of new Spider people.
There's a new Hellboy coming out as well.
Yeah, now, this is what I always wondered about reboots while we're talking about movies, that how soon is too soon? Because I thought Hellboy, the first ones were brilliant.
Yeah.
And this is a whole reimagining.
Yes, it is.
Different
dude that looks remarkably the same.
Is it a dude or is it a computer?
I think there's a dude basis to these things, isn't there?
Oh, I think there's a man controlling the mask, controlling the.
Right. Well, look, you've got another 2 weeks of holidays. You've got a long car trip.
But you do have a Netflix subscription.
Sure do. I think that seems to be the hottest
ticket on the list. Yeah.
Well, Jeremy and I can vote in favour of bushwalks.
Mm-hmm.
We think it's pretty cool.
Yes.
Do yourself a favour.
Yeah, because you guys went to Wilsons Prom.
We did go on a hike to Wilsons Prom. I did have Netflix and I did watch it. I had Dan over for
drinks.
Over for drinks in my tent on the
and
first
you watched
night.
Netflix.
Yeah, we started to watch a little Netflix show on the phone there.
What did you watch?
10 conspiracy.
Yeah,
hottest 10. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was a list-based show.
Yeah. I took one look at it, and about a minute in, I went, you know what? Fuck this shit.
I'm going to bed.
Ah,
yeah.
But it was a great hike.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, fantastic.
It was. Thrown together at the last minute. I tried to get more people involved, but when I called up after the fires they had down there, hadn't been open for like a couple of weeks, so I was the first phone call of the open season, and there was 2 spots left.
First phone call, 2 spots left.
Yeah. So they'd been closed for 2 weeks after the fires, or 3 weeks.
You called back.
I called back the first morning that they were open. I was the first phone call.
And the last
she said
people.
there's 2 spots left on that day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, the first day, the first person to call and the last 2 to get spots, were you the only 2 there?
There were 60 people.
Yeah, right.
Lots of people at Sealers. Sealers is a very popular destination. Good for beginners. Quite testing. That opening couple of Ks will really test you out. But
well, it's not speaking code. It's it's Sealers Cove.
What did I say?
It's just Sealers.
Right?
Okay. So, but it's for people that aren't in the know.
Yeah.
It's
I actually missed that.
Yeah. It's an 8 or 9K walk from where you park your car.
Okay.
Beautiful track, boardwalk. Really must go check it out. It's
that's the boardwalk side, is it?
The last couple of Ks at boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually informed by a ranger or someone along the trip told us that boardwalk was actually constructed over historic tram lines from when they used to log the place.
There you go.
So that's had many pull downs, regrows, burn down, regrows over the years, hasn't it?
I guess that's just the miracle of the Aussie bush.
Yeah, so we started our hike.
All Aussie adventures.
There you go, mountain men. So we got our asses on seats. I picked Dan up at 6:30 a.m. And it was hailing. And so we were a bit concerned.
Yeah, I did get a few calls from you guys, and I was concerned about the weather. But you guys,
I'm not sure if concerned is the right
FaceTime. So I went to FaceTime and then couldn't get back onto you guys. And that was it.
Well, I think we were just quite surprised that in the middle of literally nowhere, in the most southerly point of the Australian mainland, a long way away from civilization, we had 4G.
It's weird, man. Yeah. Very strange.
Isn't there big towers on that?
On the mountain. Yeah. But that mountain was a long way away.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got into Sealer's Cove to pods of dolphins. So it was quite magical.
More than up pod.
Well, there was 2 pockets, probably from the same pod, but there was 2 groups of dolphins doing their thing, doing what dolphins do.
Yeah.
Harassing seals.
It is called pods, is it?
A pod of
dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We never really looked into that angle for the naming the show.
I'm sure there's 1,000 pod of dolphins.
Pod of Dolphin show. Okay.
Podcast.
Yep.
Dolphin podcast.
So it is a 3-day hike, right?
It can be overnight. You can do whatever you want. It's free range.
What did you do?
We did a 2-night, 3-day hike.
Okay.
Yep.
The first day in, well, we rocked up to the car park to get the bus up to the mountains to start the hike, and I looked at Dan and went, oh, I think I forgot the fucking fry pan.
Oh.
He's like, nah, you didn't, because we need that frying pan.
Yeah, and you had literally one job when we had a pre-planning meeting the night before and laid everything out. I made lists. We tick things as they were put in the bag, to make sure that you don't miss anything, because it's crucial,
it is crucial
that you don't
It's
forget
survival.
anything.
Yeah.
One
One
job.
fucking job.
One fucking job.
And it was...
That's essentially a thing that you could borrow.
Well, that's what I was saying to Dan.
60
Look, mate,
people.
don't worry. I
Serious.
will at least ask for a frying pan. But Dan, being the professional he is, had packed, because he knew that I'm a fuck up. He knew that I'm not a mountain man. Packed a small frying pan, which was
Okay,
which
so
is the saviour of the day.
you pack, you know what you're doing.
I had my camp fry pan, so it's lightweight, it's collapsible, it's able to go into little nooks and crannies.
Okay.
And I remembered to pack it.
So you would claim that you know what you're doing. Yeah?
Oh,
So-
look,
so you
done
got
it a few times.
you got the basics like sunscreen.
It's check,
Okay, you got
Did you
a
wear-
sun hat.
check. Coat, check.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses, check. Didn't
Okay.
wear them much because I fogged up because it was.
Kind of seemed
It was-
that you didn't have the hat on, or the sunscreen, or the glasses.
check.
also, I was a tad concerned with the choice of trouser.
Yeah.
What'd you go?
Well, we started walking officially on the hike, I'd say at about 10:30. By 11, I had chronic ball chafe.
Okay. Do you remember your undies?
I selectively chose undies
Thongs.
that I would give really effective ball cupping, create separation between the
rubbing
thighs.
parts,
Yeah.
It's a lot to think about.
Turns out
It
Turns out-
turns out it's smaller than average.
3 days later, I even had chafing of the gooch.
Wow.
Yeah, it was,
How does that even happen?
I don't know,
I would say.
but on the first night, fortunately,
You fell asleep and Jeremy snuck in your tent.
Watch Netflix.
and
Rashing up your
and
gooch.
caress my balls.
Aggressively.
No. We went off for a stroll to just check out the scenery, and upon our return,
and also try to record a podcast.
yes,
We were far too drunk.
I think there'll be snippets of it that might make its way into the Steez episodes.
Okay, yeah.
At a glance.
yeah. And our excuse for being a trifle drunk during that recording is that we were
Drunk.
really conscious of weight reduction. The packs weighed about 20 kilos as we
it's a lot.
commenced, and we were pretty keen to lighten the load, and that meant drinking copious amounts of goonbag.
And defecating as much as you possibly can.
Doesn't lighten your pack
So
weight.
quick question. I'm sure like the chafing was an issue. But
Well, no. Let me
let's
just
get
add.
back to the chafe.
Let me just add that the solution to the chafe was presented to me on a platter by a woman who just happened to have set up camp, literally surrounding us on all angles. They basically welcomed themselves into our
A little area.
into our lives, and she promptly went into a pack and produced ball cream.
And they knew that she
Fantastic.
knew that Dan needed ball cream because every second thing out of Dan's mouth was
My balls.
my balls.
My plums.
My plums.
Sweet, juicy, will bluish you.
So she's is she bringing it to meet guys to apply?
Well, her husband had suggested because it was
Yeah,
their- it was their
watch out for
first-
the chafing.
watch out for the chafing.
And
Here's
they're all
some
like,
chafe cream.
"What's chafing? We get around in activewear."
Yeah.
Ah, sounds
There's no movement going on. Dan was very vocal about the activewear as well, but we digress.
I was.
I think that the ball chafing came from your choice of trouser, and it was
Which I'm sporting this evening as well.
tracksuit pants.
So
Synthetic material doesn't really breathe.
okay, it's the breathing. Because I think
No. It's
I
the
thought-
rubbing.
couldn't you?
Bad rubbing.
I was thinking like
I was
you're not
walking like-
really
I was
getting
walking like
changed
John
the
Ray.
entire time, are you? There's no need to get changed.
I had a pair of tracky ducks for when I got to the campsite to get changed into something.
Because you don't really need that much in your pack.
Nah.
Re-clothes.
Nah.
So it's necessity of survival.
Yeah.
Type stuff. So you
Yeah.
got your giant bottle of water, no doubt.
Well, we had a modest bottle of
Okay.
water. We had a giant bottle of scotch.
Okay. Yeah.
We actually just when I realised that I didn't have the fry pan and we were getting that bus to get up the mountain, I go, "Oh, dude, we don't even have a bottle of water. Oh, where's the bread? Oh, we didn't stop to get bread.
The bread of
the
putting
first
all the
day,
things
like,
together for
yeah,
the thing,
yeah.
of the
So,
actual
like,
thing that
we
you're
had
gonna...
a few. We had a few.
Is this
minor
why you don't
hiccups.
eat fancy? Because
No,
there's
no.
so
We-
much to remember?
We planned to eat full gourmet styles. We didn't do such a bad job. I thought we ate pretty. I thought
Right,
we
you had,
we ate pretty.
we had Italian the second night.
Yeah, we had Mexican sort of paella rice, Mexican Spanish sort of rice with chorizo and lots of veg on the
Okay.
first night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't bad dining.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
All right. Sounds all right.
I'd had my fill by the end of the night.
that's what she said.
Oh, I do. So there is so obviously you found some kind of fry pan if you managed to get some kind of cooking going.
Well, Dan was very open about his situation, his first aid situation, and the seal had been broken, and we could pretty much say what we wanted at that stage.
Oh, okay.
Because-
Because once the balls were out,
Yes. So I just
anything
I
goes.
just asked for a fry pan, and sure enough, they
Yep.
had one.
Yep.
Excellent.
They had some good stuff. They had some garlic. They had olives.
Yep.
They had honey in little straws, honey straws,
Yep.
Honey straws.
which I wasn't too keen
Well,
on with the rubbish.
they were thinkers. They were doing a 3-day hike as well, and they'd done what all good hikers do and minimise weight. So instead of coconut cream for their curry luxes on their second night, they had coconut powder. Just add water.
Okay.
Lots of these
Little
clever
tips.
little
One person-
campy things.
One person had coffee for everyone.
Oh, okay.
You know.
I'll bring the coffee.
Yeah.
I'll bring the fry pan.
They even
Kinda
one of them put a YouTube video together for all the people going on it, saying, "Right, this is what you need. This is how you pack. This is what you're going to have to bring."
Right. That's a good
that up.
idea.
Yeah.
So you don't have to meet up with the checklist.
No, you don't.
Because I got criticised in here the other day, like, oh yeah, this guy was like, did you get all those tasks done for the music project I was working on?
Yeah.
Did you find your list that you were writing out the other day? Man, that's so old school. I got criticised for writing things on paper.
I
Well,
like
yeah,
lists. I like lists.
Yeah, I thought
Well,
so.
what's the alternative?
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
You're either writing the list or you're typing the list. Either way, you've still got a fucking list.
Something's getting listed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
So it was all good, and they were good sports, and it was good hanging out with them.
So the key mission was there was 2 key missions that I thought that I was sending you boys into the wilderness.
Oh
for.
yes, let's get to that.
One
Do a
was,
podcast.
One was do a podcast.
Fail.
Fail.
Yeah, fail. the first podcast ever recorded of Wilsons Prom, and then you guys came back with like 15 minutes worth of content.
Look, the
I thought you were
problem
going to talk and walk and walk and talk.
the problem was that we were supposed to be. No, you can't talk and walk. I was near death
Okay.
on the like
Scotch,
there was some serious hill climbs on the second day that took me right to the brink.
There's no extra breath. I did say to Dan on the second day, not so chatty Cathy today, are you? How we dude? Just like it was hard to breathe.
Yeah.
You do the hard slog, get to the top of the hill, and have a little rest, and pull out the pod for 5 minutes.
No,
and
too busy resting to pod.
Okay, sure.
I was like,
okay, so
My balls.
the other one was your poor balls.
oh.
How are they?
They're
don't answer
recovering. They're recovering.
The other one was discover the aliens.
Yes.
Fail.
Now, we tried to do that.
What happened? Overcast.
Overcast, like
Knew
I was
it.
saying.
It's
It's too cloudy this time of year.
It's circumstantial, isn't it?
Mm.
It was a miss. We did go out
There were
had a look.
moments. There were moments of blue brilliance, but at night, by the time you were that way inclined, we were basically inebriated.
I had to take Dan. I had to take Dan down to the beach on one of the nights because his hiccups were getting out of control, and it was people were trying to sleep. We actually got told off on the last night.
Stop hiccuping.
Stop laughing and having fun. Basically, this guy came from another campsite, and
How far away was his campsite?
Next to ours.
Okay, so that's irritating.
Literally.
That's irritating. But like, when do you get to have fun?
never.
Well, I had fun.
Yeah, you
But that
did,
was.
but he didn't. The bloke in the next tent.
He gave us this spiel about, we've been walking today and we've got to be up so early because we've got a long walk. And it's like, we were up, packed, had breakfast, had coffees, gone for a walk before he even, came out of his bloody tent.
He's a fucking cockhead.
No,
Yeah.
he was scared, so he was waiting for everyone to leave.
Oh, so he could do a shit. Is that why? No. Okay.
Because he'd come out and been a wanker the night before.
Ah, right. And
but it was getting pretty rowdy.
Are you one of those long hiccupers or just
Loud.
Right. To the beach. So no aliens?
No
Didn't see
aliens.
any
We
UFOs.
did see a bloody cat, though. And look,
Big black cat?
No, a little sort of tigery looking cat.
Like
and
a kitten, some
Like
would
a
say.
wild,
like a feral.
Like a
feral
feral
cat.
cat.
So we should have done the right thing and
broken its neck.
club it to death,
Mhm.
but neither of us had it in us. So,
There's no such thing as a native
No.
cat. Is there?
no,
So
God bless you.
where do those wild cats come from? All the way down there.
It's like the clouds, Tim.
China.
Where do they come from?
China.
So is that a stray cat that's gone to the wilderness and then
Yep.
Made
they've
its way down
migrated
there.
that way
Yeah.
Yep.
so far
So
away?
So
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. So
I
far.
didn't even know that mittens would have caused such trouble
Down
in the
Yeah.
future.
No.
Yep. So you will be pleased to know that I did report it to the Rangers.
Excellent.
When the rangers said, "Ooh, dobba, dibba dobba,"
No, they said, yes, thank you for that. We've actually just commenced a cat baiting program. And I went, what kind of baiting?
Was it a Handmaid's Tale?
how do you target just the cats and not poison everything else?
We didn't get into specifics.
Okay, cool.
It's like
Tell us about it.
it's either a lure with like a ball and a string,
Yep.
or like a fishing rod with a little toy mouse on it.
Uh-huh.
You set that up in the bush.
Or
And then-
giant,
It's a kissy sound.
giant cast iron claws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the kissy sounds didn't work to the feral cat. Dan tried, come on, pussy cat, come here, come here.
Come here, little pussycat.
No
What would you have
response.
done if you grabbed it? Really, It
I
would've-
could have. I went straight up to it. He wasn't frightened at all. I just walked straight up to him, and he just sort of looked at me, and I went,
You're dead. You're dead to me.
well, I know what I had to do, but I just couldn't do it.
No.
Okay, so you dobbed instead.
Yeah.
So I told him, and someone else will proceed to kill him now.
With bait.
You did pat a
Bait him
possum.
to death.
I did pat a possum.
Did ya?
Yeah. A really bushy, chunky,
A big guy.
Zero
Yeah.
fear, the animals down there.
Okay.
just popped into our
That's
campsite to
Hmm.
have a quick drink. And
Or have some bread,
yeah,
perhaps.
have a little nibble.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was good.
And the other task that he was sent down there was to bury
yes.
a treasure.
Yes.
Oh,
A future thing.
yeah.
So, no, this is the understanding. I came back and I was all excited to hear about the trip. How was the trip? How was it? How was the trip? How did you go with the trip? Most importantly, did you see any aliens? No, we didn't. Did you...
Do a podcast? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Did you bury the treasure? Yeah, we did. Well, no, we didn't. That's the impression that I got.
Well,
That it was put somewhere.
It was
But-
concealed.
Okay, tell me where it is.
Well, I could tell you, but
I'd have to kill you. Don't tell me the GPS.
no. I will draw you a map. You're in the inner sanctum. You're getting coordinates.
I'm not worried about whether I'm going to be able to find the treasure or not.
The treasure is there.
I'm saying that the plan was that the treasure should have gone underground, because if there is ever a magnetic
Bushfire.
wave of sunburst,
Yeah.
because we put a USB stick with all the podcast episodes on it and
Mhm.
photos and everything,
Mhm.
it was supposed to survive the apocalypse.
Mm.
Okay. Then, so underground, that would have been safe. So you blew that one.
But it's
Really blew
no. It's literally below ground level.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because the way this scumbag, I said, "Where'd you hide?" He goes, "Oh, in the hole of a tree."
Yeah.
But the way you said it was that you just it was at eye height.
No,
Ranger Sam is going to go.
no. It's like
There's a flask.
It's like a wombat's burrow,
The
Mm.
deep.
and it's deep, so deep.
And it's covered over with
Deep burn.
Twigs,
and whatnot.
sticks.
So
If
you
there's a
buried
fire,
the,
we're
you
doomed.
buried the teenager out in the bush, basically. So, how far off the path?
A fairway.
Okay.
Yeah. You have
All
to
right.
look. You have to look for specific landmarks, or
Okay.
you will never find it.
Okay.
never.
Did you write that down?
We took photos.
Ah. Is that what some of those photos were on that
Nope.
thing you posted today?
Nope.
Okay, disappointing.
No,
but
that's-
there is one, if you check out Dan's Facebook page, one of the 12 photos
Is the
has
spot?
a clue.
Ah,
It does.
Okay, cool.
It does. Look for the pointing man in orange reflector uniform.
Is that him?
Yeah,
Okay.
pointing to the treasure.
So, is it safe from bushfires?
no.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
That's an epic
no.
fail. It burns down every year.
No, it doesn't.
We can't.
Well,
we couldn't.
every
bet-
time we go down there, it's
Dude,
all the
yeah.
fires.
we had
Yeah.
20
Wasn't-
kilos of backpacks on us.
Take
on
it
our
off.
shoulders.
Go off track.
I don't have a shovel.
Oh my
gonna bring a
god!
shovel.
Bring a shovel.
No. The issue was the place where we were going to bury it, where we had intended originally to bury it.
It's
we
now a
couldn't.
car park.
No, we couldn't access because it was high tide, and as you would know from previous trips to Sealer's Cove, there's a river that runs along the.
Is that where you're going to put it?
We couldn't cross the river, so we put it on the other side of the river. So
Sure.
don't worry.
I thought that river. Was near the car park.
Near the car park.
Isn't there?
Near the
What's that big beach that's near the camping grounds?
Tidal River, Norman Bay.
Okay. Isn't there a little inlet
That's
thing that-
nowhere near Tidal River. Yeah, it's not Tidal River. This is Sealer's Cove.
Okay.
Literally on the other side of the problem.
The only way to get there is to walk. There is no car park.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Car
So-
park? No.
No.
There's no fucking car park.
No. Don't know. Where were we when we were trying to find that adventure weekend that we have never talked about on this podcast before?
Oh.
Where was that? That was
Lansfield.
Lansfield. Lansfield.
Where the fuck is Lansfield?
Just the next town over. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. In fact, I've driven up that way many times.
Yeah.
There is so many signs that say Lansfield that it does not constitute a where is it
Yeah.
ahead of it.
But we were young and impressionable.
Imagine if we had GPS then, boys.
Or a
That
mobile, or a mobile phone, Tim.
Rob Allen was the only one with a mobile phone, I believe.
Yes, he was.
But that's an adventure for another time.
Yeah, it is
so
another
so that's a half fail on the treasure thing.
It's not a fail.
It's there, man.
It's not a
You
fail.
go
It's
down,
in a
you can
treasure
find
chest.
it.
It's gaffer taped and wrapped in plastic. We took precautionary measures. There's a journal in it with some entries.
Mm-hmm.
There's a can of Spam.
Okay.
There's
How big is it?
there's some cash. There's jewels.
There's
photos.
there's
There's
podcasts.
a USB complete with 154 episodes of Tensile Records presents The Escape Pods.
Actually, and on that same stick, I managed to put each time that we've gone up there for a hike, I've put the photo album from that in, and it's got several videos as well. And
There you go.
so it's quite a treasure trove.
Okay.
You just need
Lovely.
some way to be able to access it.
Well,
The
it won't survive the solar flare. We
No.
know that much. It won't survive the flare of actual fire, which is probably imminent in the next 20 years. The already rotten hole of the stump that you put it in is going to continue to rot over the period of 10 years and collapsing on itself, thus forming more ground.
Well,
We hope that it won't be 10 years.
Let me just put this one on you for size. Why don't you?
Get fucked.
I was going to say, pay close attention to the map that we're going to present you with. Go down there and fucking move it.
Move it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring a shovel.
That can be part of it. Each time anyone goes on an expedition, they
gotta find it to
they
move it.
find it and then they move it and then they adjust the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Now, where's the
it's
map
impossible
stored?
to
How
go
do we
wrong.
get back to the map? Or it's all in here.
No, don't worry. We'll do the map. We'll do the map before it becomes a distant memory.
Okay.
Or
How much scotch does it take to recall the map? I want to know.
It's in Sailor's Cove, somewhere in the back.
stagger, roll.
Yeah.
Take 2 paces towards the crow's nest.
Yeah. Turn left at the big sharp rock that looks like a pointy witch nose. Yeah?
That's it.
Skullduggery.
And you guys passed a big signage thing which I've never seen before in the times I've been there. Is that
That's a refuge.
A signage.
Yeah, it's
like
yeah.
a big wall of signs and stuff?
Well, that's
Yeah.
the only place you can dock in there.
Yeah, they're
Is that where you dock?
boat names.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So every time you go there for your summer holidays, you take a piece of wood and you carve your boat name in it.
Gotcha.
Sharon, the Mighty Erection, 1994, 97, 97.
The SS Widow.
That's it. That's it. There was one other remarkable.
Seaman.
Yeah. There was one other remarkable fun fact that quite literally blew both of our young and feeble minds. The ratio of male to female hikers was unusual.
It was
It was
Okay. Cause
really, really unusual. I would have said 80%. I'm going to say 80.
20.
So
80.
somewhere there's a forum going on that promotes hikes as the greatest way to get fit. I'm sure.
I thought you were going to say fisted.
Fit.
Sorry, that was cheap.
Fit.
That's gone straight to the gutter pretty fast. Mentioned
Sean
all
did.
Sorry.
Sean did. But lots of ladies getting out there. And
so many ladies.
And I
So
think
many
I
ladies.
was speaking to our friend Tanya, and she is planning to. She's going this weekend on a women's club hiking group.
Yeah.
Okay, you see.
So it's safer.
So it is a thing.
It's safety in
It
numbers.
was truly, truly remarkable. Heading in both directions, it was all girl groups.
Okay.
Yeah,
If they weren't couples, they were all girl groups.
Yeah, there was two groups of dudes. Some of them were backpacking, like a European-esque, and then there was a couple of Aussie blokes that had their footy, and they were just,
Yeah, Brokeback styles.
Brokeback styles. But, yeah, it was really strange. It was, well, the last time when we went, when we were 15, it was basically 12 of us dudes, and there was no one else down there.
There really wasn't.
No.
No one. And when we went, Tim, that was in the middle of January, still no one down there. Very empty. But now the secret's out. Everyone knows about it.
Well, once they hear this podcast, they'll be like, we really must go.
We really
go.
must.
There's buried treasure. There's a place to pick up.
There's activewear absolutely everywhere.
But we're talking about women in their late 50s to late 60s. Like there was...
I know. We're talking full spectrum.
reckon-
Teenagers right through to, like, verging on geriatrics.
Yeah. I said they were in their
To
60s.
say the least. Which
I said
do.
they were in their 60s, and Dan said, how damn, Freddie, dare you?
Yeah.
55 at the most.
Okay.
But they were all like, there was like 14 of those chicks.
Yep.
That'll win your favour when you say that. If you say that loud enough. Oh, they're all too old. And then you say, no, they're 50. They're in their early 50s at most, Jazz. And then they're like, these guys are all right. I like these guys. Is that a strategy?
It was a guy's birthday at work today, and he was turning the big 50, and I did mention to him that, oh my God, you're almost dead.
Right, thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
Trying to get that promotion.
Yeah. He jumped straight out the window.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, he was almost dead. Minutes earlier.
No, life begins at 60 now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the new 40.
It's a new 40.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's out and about, trying to keep fit. And where better would you like to get fit, Dan?
Well, I can think of no better place than Wilsons Prom.
I think you really must go. I think you really, really must go. But be prepared. Remember your frying pan. Remember a sensible boot as well. Daniel was wearing a sneaker with a low cut sock there, Tim.
Which was actually
Low-cut
more comfortable than my bushwalking hiking socks.
Go
Because
the
there's
sport
too
sock.
much... Yeah, I went the
Don't
sport sock.
you get the slipping into your shoe business?
Look, my feet are still a bit tender. Yeah, we covered a lot of Ks, but I was, on the whole, comfortable.
I always worry about that they end up like that, like little beanies for your toes. You know, for your
rolled
feet.
up off
in
your
the shoe,
ankle,
and then
yeah.
you just there's a point in the walk where you just go, fuck it, that's how it is.
Well, Jezbot did break out a bit of army wisdom about the victor always has dry feet or some shit.
Well,
or
you can't
something.
win a war with
that's it.
manky feet.
That's it.
The battle's lost. Your army's no good if they got
Yeah.
soggy feet,
Yeah.
Tim.
It's nothing like a walk out in the wilderness to bring out a little bit of wisdom in Jezbot.
How else are we going to do it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
I like that shit. It's I'm planning a few more.
I'll definitely be up for that. I'll definitely be up for that. I'm actually spewing I missed out. I really wanted to be there, but
yeah, you do joke about the beach, but it is it's quite rewarding, isn't it?
That's
There are beaches and then there are beaches, and these
there's
are
beaches and then there's
beaches.
beaches.
Yeah.
You know, like I'd pass up a Portsea Back Beach.
Yes.
Over
Sealer's Cove.
thank you. anytime.
Sealer's Cove. Sealer's Cove. I go there any day.
Yeah, you get that whole blue water vibe. That
It's
blue
amazing.
green-
Those
yeah.
photos are something else.
Yeah, that
I
was-
reckon it actually looked bluer.
It was sick.
The
Well,
over there.
it would change. You would be sitting there watching it on a rock or whatnot, and then the water would just change colour.
What's on the rock tonight? Is that what you're doing? Sitting there just staring at the rock.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you were
did a
sitting
bit
on the
of-
rock,
sitting
staring
on
at
the
the
rock
water.
and watching
Okay.
a rock movie on Netflix. Yeah,
Drinking scotch. Neat.
yeah. I've come up with a few inventions for next time. Daniel,
Okay.
which I'll spring
Well,
out.
how do you feel about tackling the next adventure in activewear?
I think I might get on some of those compression pants, but I'll be wearing a short.
Skins, isn't it called?
Skins
in
for
the-
men,
In
maybe.
the sporting world?
Well, you can call it whatever you want. It's still,
Lycra.
junk in the trunk.
Makes your
Yeah.
ass look great. But
Yeah.
I'll be wearing sort of a footy short over the lycra. I won't be
Okay.
just going straight up.
Full package.
Yeah. You're gonna hide. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
hide
hide
your
my shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you never know.
Hide
Like,
the shame with the footy short.
what if you did get a bit sweaty under there and your lycra started to show a little bit of a sweat patch somewhere?
Yeah.
The shorts have got to cover
Yeah,
up.
I mean, colour is
nastiness.
paramount
Um,
to success.
keep
with
black.
that.
yeah. Not to mention, there's no disguising the fact that you're thinking dirty thoughts.
Nah, well, you have your mind in the gutter.
Get yourself some
There
shorts.
is another hot tip for that first day, that first Sealer's Cove walk.
Yeah.
That Daniel was once again professional about his list, and he had the priorities figured out.
Mm-hmm.
about, what is it, Windy Saddle.
It's probably, I'd say, 3 Ks in,
So
3.5 Ks
3
in.
Ks of the first part of your walk. You stop at this little clearing.
Yeah, it's sort of the top of the climb.
And
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you do
I
there,
Mm.
you crack open a tinny.
Tinny.
And it is like spinach to Popeye.
Right.
We stormed past, I don't know what, 15, 16 people.
It really did
we were
put a-
catching people. We
Yeah.
were talking. That's when we should have recorded.
Yep.
Because we had plenty of breath.
But you didn't, did ya?
No, we didn't. We fucked up.
We mentioned it on numerous occasions and then went, it's in the pack. There's no fucking way I'm taking this shit off. It's
Wow.
too hard to put it back on again.
And the way that
it was
we're
so heavy.
and the way that we're riffing and laughing, this is going to go on all weekend.
And
We've
then-
got
and
plenty
then
of time to
probably
record.
ends. Probably ends.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, Dan's ass starts to.
Feature prominently.
Got to get that lycra.
Oh, but I tell you what, we thought we were going to be basically by ourselves, but we did make the friends in the ladies group, and then it was inappropriate for us to
So,
bust open the recording instruments.
are they your hike buddies for the rest of the trip? Like, you get to the next stop, you're like,
Oh, well, they were disappointed that we didn't want to walk with them, but it was like, oh my God, this is already going to take us literally 4.5 hours to get to where we need to get to.
So
I don't want to make it 6.
And
Yeah.
what they took 6 hours.
They
to
took longer.
to our
Yeah.
4. Yeah, well, we're fucking running. We're going pretty fast.
Yeah, what are you running for?
We weren't running, but we
Make it end.
no. Well,
God, it's not the wire, Jeremy.
no, we weren't running. Don't get the wrong impression. We were struggling at times.
Yep.
We were taking on some of the hill climbs. I reckon we were taking breaks about every 50 meters.
Yeah.
Just because lungs were burning. I've been going on the Gime now for close on 12 months, sculpting guns. Tuesdays, Sundays are back. But very, very, very little cardio. And I'll tell you what, it showed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, now you know what to do. It set you up. It set you up for the year.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But planning more, if you really must come on
Yes.
a hike trip, I know that a lot of people listening, the
Yeah,
Turnstile Records
would like to go on one of these.
Turnstile Records presents the hiking. We'll do a group mission.
Yes.
I can
What a
say
great
that- I
idea.
can say it out loud because I know it's never going to happen.
You don't think we'll do a group?
Not a fan-based hike.
Well, no. That's
Or a
probably
listener.
unlikely.
I should say listener,
Okay.
not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know if they're fans.
No.
We know they're listening.
Well, one of the friends we made, she said, "I will definitely be your 150th subscriber."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Have
this
we
is
got
this is
50 yet?
after some pretty full-on spruiking the.
You
the night
came
before.
in pretty hot, pretty heavy, pretty quickly, Dan. On the we're podcasters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I wasn't.
No. My theory behind it was we're never gonna see these people again. Guess what? Turns out one of the chicks in that little menagerie was someone who I'm now going to be working with.
You kidding me?
Nah.
and
One
my
degree of
my
separation.
my introduction to her was graphic detail about the state of my crotchal region.
Yeah, maybe that'll come up in the next general meeting. Well,
hope so.
there is the music coming up.
That is.
You've been wrapped up by the podcast
Good.
itself.
Gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a good point to say thanks for listening to Turnstile Records presents the Escape Pods.
Yes, and next time it won't be a Wilsons Prom based, hiking based.
Oh, that's probably it. I think you probably covered it.
I think we've covered it.
I'm Timmy Taco.
I'm Jezbot.
And I'm Danoz.
Who are you? One pod left. And 3 of us.
The escape pod. The escape pod.
What if there are droids in the escape pod? The sensors wouldn't pick them up.
Escape puzzle sounds really nice.
Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should look out. Goodbye.